Hi, my name is Tiffany Cameron, Reggae Girls top striker, and you are watching Ryan LFC YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, and there's them here. This is Boom Boom, aka World Boom, the Billboard selector, and I represent for Ryan LFC. To get the latest Reggae Boyz content, just hit that like and subscribe button. And the Operation Ball Game, I say, knock it, Ryan.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Your boy Ryan LFC back again, guys. Another top shelf video for you guys today. As you guys can see in the title and the thumbnail, we're going to talk about the Jamaican Premier League with Rudal Speed joining the panel live. Excited. If you are a Reggae Boyz fans, if you are a Cavaliers supporter, if you are an Arnett supporter, if you are a Tivoli Garden, a Waterhouse, Portmore, it's good to be a fan of the Jamaican Premier League. So I want the people them to support the Jamaican Premier League. All right, massive. It won't be a long show. It's going to be a quick and short, spicy one with Rudal Speed. But before we get into it, guys, let's give you guys the result. What happened in match week 1 in the JPL. All right. Match week 2 is going to be a classic. It's going to be a classic, people. It's going to be a classic. All right. It's going to be a classic in the JPL. So let's give you the last weekend. Let's give you guys last weekends. Let's bring on Rudal Speed. Sir, how are you doing, man? Good evening. Good afternoon.
You? Good afternoon.
Thank you, man, to join the show, to shine the light on the JPL.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Speak up, man. Sound low, Bridget.
Your equipment is not good, man.
All right. So, people, Mount Pleasant defeat Falkland by 2-1. Moby United draw 1-1 with Portmore. Waterhouse beat Mullines by 2-0. Umberlion, Dumbo Ole, 0-0 draw. Cavaliers lost by 2-1 to Arnett Garden. Harbour defeat Tropical Maroon by 2-0. Star of the East, 5-star logo. When Cavaliers going to have 5-star logo on them shirt, Speed.
We get in there, man. I was disappointed we didn't get the 3rd star last season, but you know we are the most consistent team in the last 5 years. 1 first place and 3 third place. So we're there, man.
So last week, Monday, I watched the Cavaliers game. It was a good game, but I'm not impressed. And I listened to your press conference last night, Monday night, when you play Arnett Garden. And I will have problem with Cavaliers' position of the ball. But for me, I think they move the ball very slow. I think they pass the ball very well. I think the midfield, White King and the centre back, bypassing the Cavaliers midfield. I think one to the stadium will come in to collect the ball to start the game. And this is the reason why I tell you, Richard King is not a defender. He is a defensive midfielder. This man can bring the ball from out of the back. He's supposed to be the one who plays midfield, in my opinion. Defensive midfield, because he have the quality, have the ability to bring the ball out from the back. What happened in that game? And I must give you credit. I know great mind speaker like you say you didn't happy with the way Cavaliers were moving the ball slow and all of these stuff. But yeah, but I must say, man, well done to know that your team is a very young team, and I was really surprised how Cavaliers play that game. I think one of the things Cavaliers going to really find themselves. I know a early time in the Premier League, but in my opinion, still Speed, I think you don't have a striker who going to put that ball in the back of the net.
Well, that's a lot of things you just said. So let me see if we can go through them one by one. So Richard King, because a lot of clubs looking for ball playing centre halves now. He's special as a centre half. If you put him into midfield, I don't think he'll be special anymore. He'll still be a very good player, but won't be special. And that is the reason why we keep him down there. He's worth millions of dollars of ball playing, passing out center half who can angle the ball well. As a central midfielder, I'm not sure what he's worth, and it's going to come up against a lot of opposition there. So that is why we keep him here. So that's one. Two, yes, we have the youngest professional team in the world. The average age is 19, if you can check it for yourself. That is really like a Manning Cup. Remember, Manning Cup is under 19, so the average age that I'm playing with is really a top Manning Cup team. When I think a lot of players that born after September. But one of the things is that nobody can protect the ball better than us. So what happened there in that game was we realized that their defense line was slow. So it's just the game model that we went in to just knock it around and look for the openings. And we got the openings numerous times. So you can't fault the tactic. You might not like it, but you can't fault it.
Yeah. I must say I like the way how you guys use the width of the pitch. I don't really normally see Jamaican team use the width of the pitch. And when I see you guys spread out, make the pitch big, Arnett Garden can't even come too close to you guys to pressing. So I like so much about the Cavaliers team. I must say, great coaching by the Cavaliers coaching staff.
Right. So one of the things is that we preparing our players to play overseas. We're not preparing them to play in Jamaica. That's not our model. Our model is so, and that is why I can tell you, 3 of our players that played for us last year is overseas playing. One of them went to a trial, and I can't tell you because it's still a hush. And him get through, and one of the features how it was impressive in passing the ball. His retention is like 99%. It was so impressive in passing the ball. In running, him could run all night when him go to the trials. So you don't hear about it, but there's another one of our player get another contract, and so it's something that we try to do. Play like how the overseas team then play. Yes, we play a little bit too slow, but again, the tactic is to move the players out of the spaces where we want. That is a tactic. You move the players out of the spaces where we want, and that's what we were trying to do. So some of the time they have to be thinking, using their brain to say, "Oh, we move out this player out of the space where we want," and we're successful in doing it. Moving the players out of the spaces that we want. Remember, the Arnett Garden goalkeeper get man of the match, so that tell you something.
Yeah, make some good save. I interviewed him last night. I must say, very good goalkeeper. 25 year old. So, yeah. I really like what I see, but Speed, one of the things I have a problem with the JPL too, and I hear you said it many times when it come on to coaching ability to take the game to the next level in Jamaica. And this is the reason why I cover the JPL, because I think for 2026 and the Gold Cup next year, I want to see the talent coming in through. I want to see the coaching and all of them things. I don't want to keep and bash the JPL. I watch it. So that's why I make it be my point of duty to cover the JPL and watch some game. I really like this when you have a lot of feature game. So I really like that for the people in the diaspora. But one of the things, Speed, I think when the players are reaching the final third, I never see team can turn over the ball. Like they don't have to under pressure, but is it bad decision? Them to pick out the final third, and when them reach 18-yard box, like me now see that quickness there. Me hear you say Cavaliers kind of play a little slow and never impress it. That as me say, me never watch too much of Cavaliers last year, so that's why I'm really looking to give them more game time to see what they're going to do. But I want to see when the team them reach edge of the 18-yard box, the pace that how them pass the ball, or they're moving, or they're running to create space for them teammates. Even if they get the ball, make that run. You understand? The game is all about making space for your teammate who have the ball. And another thing when we look, like they pass the ball and them stand up and move. Just me, they right in front of Speed and say, Speed, me I go give it to you. Like the player is supposed to take 4, 5, 6 touch off the ball. Like, bro, and you go make that pass there. Play the one now to get the team out of position. So when you're on that attacking side and you're trying to catch a team out, like our player them broke, they hold on the ball and then they make the same pass. How we can change that going forward, Speed?
Right. So as I said before all the time on your program, it's coaching. Is not, but it takes a while. What happens is that just like for you to become a professional player, you probably should be training for like about 10 years, right? That's what it takes. It takes to become an Olympic player. So I'm going to say you need that high level training for about 10 years. What is happening in Jamaica is that the players don't have that high level training. And so when you come to the Premier League and you start to do it there, it still take a long while.
I look why.
Because they never have the basics, right?
Yeah.
So, and that is the problem that we're having. But based on what we're trying to do with the coaching school and trying to get more people certified, we just sign on with FIFA for a talent identification program that we're going to have in Jamaica, so we can identify the talent. Because some of the time the coaches are identifying the wrong talent. So so we're doing all of those things and hope it pay off in the future. So you have to be a little bit patient, and also remember it's the first game of the season. We're not fit yet. They're not fit yet, you know.
So that's me not really have to go down on them. I just say me I go and watch because I just don't want to there bash it. I just want to improve.
No. It's a very good observation. And Vibe Addict Entertainment. My tactic is not play my best team at the end of the season. My tactics is to give all the players playing time, and then at the end of the season, then that is the time to win the trophy. But we're not afraid of relegation. That's really one good thing for us. I'm not.
Yeah. So Speed, how many games you watch over the weekend in the JPL? I watch game.
Harbour versus what the name? Chapelton Maroons. And then I watched the other game, but the rain was fine.
Rain. Yeah.
Which was the other game again? It was Dunby
and
Umberland, right? Those two are watched plus.
So you watch 3 games.
No, I watched parts of the other game that played before me. So.
But so when I see a game, most of it I care a couple times well, but I see have no notes as a coach taking down notes. You're very smart. You don't need need a notebook.
So I don't need to carry the notebook with me because I can use my phone and tell my phone some things and the phone play it back to me later. But the truth is, when you're really scouting teams, I don't do the scouting of people who actually scout for me. But you know certain things basic, you know, what the team doing in possession, what team doing out of possession. You know those and you know the formation. You don't forget those. I remember as a coach, you kind of learn to remember things in your mind. So I remember some things, but we do have people who scout for us different and give us an idea what they think. Also, I'm one of those persons who will go back and watch a game, at home, because a lot of time when you're watching the game, you watch it as a spectator. You just look and you want to enjoy the game. I want to enjoy the game to pop on salad and go, so I enjoy the game. But the scouting really take place at another time when you sit down and look on the game and see where you get out.
So based on the couple game that you watch, first weekend in the Jamaican Premier League, right? What are your assessment?
And again, my assessment is that we don't reach the levels that we finished the last season yet. I mean, you could have seen the players, some of them the fitness just not there, and that usually happens. But I think this league is going to be better than last year. The 14 teams, even the new teams, what they did, the new teams, they were not disgraced or anything. They didn't look raggedy. They look like good teams too. So I'm thinking that it's too early. Let me tell you, when I'll have a good opinion after the first 5 rounds, I'll have a good opinion of what's going to happen.
Okay, fair enough. But so let's move on to this weekend games. Falkland versus Dumbo Holding. What are your prediction and what are your thoughts on these two teams?
Well, Falkland actually played such a magnificent game against Mount Pleasant. I mean, Mount Pleasant only scored after Falkland led for about 70 minutes. Mount Pleasant scored after Falkland got a red card. So, based on that performance, I am going to say Falkland is a team that's going to give a lot of teams problem. Dunby Holding, yes, last week when I saw them, they were without 4 of their best players. They didn't have McGregor. They didn't have Ricardo Thomas. They didn't have they look a short guy used to play for Georges. What is his name? Benbow. They didn't have Benbow there and somebody else. So they were like lacking 4 of the best players wasn't there when they joined Umberland. So I believe though that these 4 players coming is a different kettle of fish. My only drawback with them is that they don't have that coach, the veteran Harold Thomas that they had last year, and he was a big part in their success that they had last year. So, but still, I'm going to give them the edge over, give them the edge over Falkland because. But why not giving them a big edge is because Falkland is at home, and they are going to be very motivated to play against Dunboyne. So, but I would say the match I would draw or give Dunboyne the victory by a hard goal.
Fair enough. All right, so let's move on to the next game. Mobile United versus Waterhouse. Back in the days, this always been an excited one. I don't know recently, but what do you think about Donovan Duque, a coach that is very mean in defense, a coach that always organized, difficult to beat, not score much, but is a team that difficult to beat. Waterhouse lose a few of their star player, still get the win over match day one in the JPL. But what are your expectations with these two teams?
Well, Waterhouse only turned up with 15 players, right? So they had some issues with registering their players too, like a lot of clubs for the first week. Mobile United under Duque, everybody know the quality that Duque brings. Duque is one of the only A-licensed coaches on the island. A lot of quality is defensively sound. His teams are hard to break down. So I think Montego will bring that quality. Waterhouse have a very good offense, but they don't seem to be clicking as good as I thought they would. And I think them defense are a little bit shaky, a little bit shaky in my mind, right? I might be wrong. So I expect, and then Montego Bay United came 12th last year, which is last, but it's not the same team. They have brought in some good players. Otti is back and looking fitter than I've ever seen him. They have this Dintil striker, a top Dintil striker that they got down there. I can't remember what his name is. They have him now. Roddy Murray. They have about 3 players from overseas because, Harbour Paul will surprise you like that. And so I would go for a draw for this game. It's going to be a difficult game, but I don't see Waterhouse going to Mobile and come back up with our 3 points. No.
Yeah. But this Mobile team, the Mobile team that is Donovan Duque coach at Waterhouse?
He used to, yes.
Okay, so this is going to be a very, very good game. But let's move on to the next one. What are your score prediction for that one?
No, I'm going to go with that draw. Waterhouse going to score on it, so I'm going to go with 1-1.
Okay, 1-1. All right. So let's move on to Umberland versus Mullines United. This one going to be good. Umberland look much younger this season. I watched the highlight. They look much more quicker, but I don't know what we can expect from Umberland. Spend a lot of money over the years in a speed, and sometimes people need to give Cavaliers more credit. The money that Umberland spend and cannot even achieve to be in a JPL final. I know a couple years when they just joined them do well with the Flow Cup and stuff, but like Umberland spend so much money and have nothing to show that they win. They even in a final for the how much money and the how many bus fans all over. No, me remember when them just come in. Me I play under 21, me play IFL, them spend so much money. Under 20, 21, boy, speed. Money can't buy everything, brother.
Yes, so Umberland, yes, I must say, based on I've been watching their progress over the since the COVID, right? They came the first year when we won. Last year they were just beaten out of the 6th spot on goal difference by Harbour View, so they have improved. This year I've seen them at work. I know Price seems to have mentoring Bigger, his former player. So he's the one who is actually on the sideline now most of the time. That's giving instruction. Price is there, I suppose, supervising what is happening. So, and I've seen improvement. I think they are going to be hard to beat. In the latter part of last year, they were hard to beat too. I know they lost their best right back, a player by the name of Morian, captain, to Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
But I just believe that they have a very good team now, and it's gonna be very, very difficult. I don't see them losing. Last year They drew like almost all their games. They didn't get to win, and I think it will be the same story. They might not get to win because their firepower is not so good, but I think they'll be able to draw this game too.
Okay, fair enough. But let's move on to Tivoli Garden. Tivoli Garden and Chapecan. But something about this Tivoli Garden, I'm not feeling the Tivoli. Like talent always at Tivoli Garden, but I'm just not. Normally Tivoli is a team that always arrive at the final stage. Harbour View, but something. What's going on at Tivoli Garden? Speed differently from this game. What really going on at Tivoli Garden? Are Eddie lose out and like they just not that team anymore? We're going to compete for a Premier League title.
Right. So the truth is, Honorable Edward Siaga is really a hard act to follow. I mean, him is like one of the. I mean, it's just anybody lose somebody like him would always get himself in a little bit of problem. And so because I'm just like some other personalities in different clubs. If you lose those people, these clubs are going to have problem because he was so resourceful. So. What happened is that since he died, there's new management in JOIN RYAN, and she has done a good job. They did struggle initially, but you can say last year when we won, Tivoli finished third. So the truth is that they didn't do badly. Sorry, the year when we won, they finished third. Last year again, I think they got edged out by Harbour. They were fighting for that sixth position too. And they just really got edged. As a matter of fact, I think they had to beat Cavaliers by 6 goals to qualify for the next round, which was kind of impossible, right? In the last game. So I wouldn't be saying that they are doing that badly. I would understand how they are doing based on what they have lost. Brian Rose, the long-time manager, has left too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Rose is not there. So they have a little gap. But they have gotten a coach by the name of Luciano from Brazil. That is the person who's giving them orders now. And Teddy Johnson. So
they have a Brazilian head coach and Teddy as the assistant?
Yes, that's what they have down there now. So don't expect. So you see, they drew their first match, I think. Did they?
They did draw their first game.
Right. But don't worry about that. I mean, it will take a while for the coaches teaching to start to get there. But I played them in a preseason game and they defeated us 2-0. And I'm telling you that Tivoli is going to be one of the teams challenging for a top 6 spot if they keep the coach and keep all the players in top. So I would give Tivoli the edge. I think they're going to win this game because of experience and because the coach, I think, is very, very good. And we'll find a way.
But Speed. This good for the league itself to bring in coach that have good education, good qualification coming into the league. That not only going to improve Tivoli, but improve the coaching facility. The coaching, every coach in Jamaica will come up against Tivoli that you want to beat the coach. I mean, he's from Brazil with good education, with good certified. So that's going to be another challenge for coaches in Jamaica.
Oh, definitely. Sometimes people believe that. You see, I'm always the type of person who prefer Jamaica more than individual. So a lot of people find it. When Mount Pleasant was playing against Barbican, of course, Barbican is a Casafa team and everybody wants Casafa to do well. But I was not sad when Mount Pleasant won and went and got through because you can see what they bring to the football. Right, so they also they employ the best coaches. They brought coaches from overseas. So when they carry Wally Downs and the other coach, I was so happy. So people would be saying, "Speed, why are you happy?" And when I say I'm happy, I am happy because now we'll be able to coach against those coaches. We'll have to be on our P's and Q's. We'll have to understand that they understand the game much better than us, and we have to step up our game. So once this other coach now come, so we would have coach against a coach from Europe. Now this coach is from Brazil. Remember, it's only South America and Europe has ever won the World Cup. So if you have coaches coming from the 2 top confederations in the world, coaching against our local coaches, it only help. Even if they beat us up, it is fine Because at the end of the day, Jamaica will progress because we start to be exposed to different style, players start to be exposed to different system, and we know have to really copy them if we want to compete. So this is to me is a motivating factor for Tivoli to go for Luciano because I want to beat him.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see some more coaches from overseas coming into the league though. But yeah, but for me, Tivoli God, I wish them all the best for this season. I always have good talented player, but as your speed said, changing new management to lose Eddie and then lose a key important man for any organization, a whole heap of years of experience, whole heap of money spent, and to lose them people there is really tough for any football club to recover. So I'm glad for see Tivoli as Speed give me a little bit of clarity that they're not doing bad as I think because I didn't know. So yes, thank you very much for that, Speed. But let's move on to your game before we get to the rest of the game them on Monday. So Cavaliers lose and stuff. Where this team come from, Speed?
Vere?
Is it Mobie? Vere. Where them come from?
Clarendon. They used to have a next name. I can't remember.
Vere.
Vere, but Vere I think is the original name. Then they change it to a backside company name, and then they change it back to Vere again.
So is this Vere linked to the Vere High School?
No, it's not linked to Vere High School, but it's on the same plane. Remember, Vere plane is one of the great planes in Jamaica. That's a level piece of land in Clarendon. They call it the Vere Plains. So that is where the Vere High School is, and that is where this Premier League team comes from.
Is it that where they have the whole heap of big factory, them big thing there in Clarendon?
Yeah. Backside company. One backside company is very near to the field. Jamalco. They used to call themselves Jamalco.
Jamalco. So fresh guy, big up for that. Yeah, man. I think when me are drive past Can Peace, me drive past a place and
yeah, man.
I remember that.
They have a lot of sugar cane down there too. But lately they have been building a lot of communities there and so that is how they get it.
Is Vere have a lot of money, fresh guard? Speed them have money?
I don't know. I know that a member of parliament is the chairman of the club.
Okay. So what are your expectations? And so you are back-to-back away game in the Premier League so far.
Right. So it's not really back-to-back. We agreed that we would have tried to play at certain selected venues so we can get more viewership and get better television. Better television spread with better quality, so that each spectator can have a very good experience when they come to a match. Get to see a doubleheader, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's the cousins, but he's not an MP from the era where Vere is doing. That's the most new, I think. He's from another constituency, although he owns the team. And also Mr. Love. Is somebody else who is one of the owners of Vere. Right. So that is why it is set up like this. So Vere is one of the designated grounds. So that is why we have to go there and play. And we don't mind. I mean, to me, it gives us an advantage in the end because we would have been used to playing at neutral venues, or venues that is not ours when you come to the playoffs. Everybody knows be at a venue that is not yours when you come to the playoffs. So I don't mind. Well, so Vere, as you know, the former coach at Vere was Donovan Duki. He left Vere to go to Montego Bay. The first year that Donovan Duki coached Vere, they had an extraordinary. They were like on the verge. I think we defeated them to go to the semifinal. They made the quarterfinals and we won to go to the semifinal. I think so. I can't remember. No. Sorry. They were one of the quarterfinalists, but they lost out, I think, to Mount Pleasant. So they didn't go to the semis. No, we didn't play them to go to the semis. And Vere was stubborn. At one time, Vere was the leader of the Premier League. Last year, they didn't do so well. I think they finished third to last or second to last. And then I suppose Donovan Duki left. But I've seen them so far this year. I've seen them in a practice game that we played. And some of Duki remains as left. They still have a very, very good, tough defensive team to break down. They are now coached by Rudy Dixon. That's the former reggae boy that used to play for Portmore United. And played. It was the defensive partner for
Modest.
I don't know if he played Modest when he was there. I can't remember. No, but he was a stalwart in the Jamaican 1998 World Cup team, right? Played in all the World Cup teams, etc. So that is that Dixon I'm talking about. So he's the coach, and he would have gotten his education from Portmore. So they will be a team that plays around the ball, use every inch of the pitch, spread out the game as much as they can. Very, very good coach, and I think that they will improve their performance this year over last year. But saying all of that, at the end of the day, we're going for 3 points. Now, we don't have our captain because he got a red card.
Stupid to me.
Well, it wasn't him, but he got a red card. I can tell you that it wasn't him. So, and he got that, but he got the red card. We have one injury too. We have a lot of inexperienced players. We don't have any experienced players to call from. So we'll be a little bit less experienced in this game. But I think we'll be able to pull it off. We have a lot of quality. And if the players just improve a little on their performance against Arnett, I think we should be able to win the game.
Most definitely. So let's see what's going to happen with Vere and Cavaliers. More of to say all of them teams. So by match week 6, we're supposed to see all of the 14 team play. All right. So let's move on to the star of the East. Harbour versus Mount. Harbour versus Mount.
Let me just answer one question he marks. He marks, how does a player have a 4-year contract and how much weight does a contract hold in the Premier League? We talk about players not registered. All right. So players have contracts ranging from 6 months to 5 years. Usually that's the range. It's unlikely to see a contract over 5 years because I think the JFF will kind of tell us that no, they don't want it. You need to keep it in a 5-year structure. And the smallest contract is 6 months. So yes, it was a lot of weight. If you have a contract with a local club, you can't go anywhere else until the club sign you out. So that is why either the club who wants the services of the player would have to pay a transfer fee, whether locally or overseas, if the club decide that they're going to hold out. Of course, most clubs, once the player going overseas, they don't hold out. They allow the player to be transferred. When a player is not registered, it doesn't have anything to do with the contract per se, but it can be. So there's a couple of things that a player needs to do to be registered. You need to sign the registration sheet. You need to produce them with a valid ID. So if you had an ID in the system that expired, we're not going to use it. You have to give them a new valid ID. You need to provide your email address and your TRN number. You need to provide and you need to have a contract if you're a contract player. If you're an amateur, you need to get your parents' permission to play or get the school where you have to say yes, you're going to school. So there's a couple of hoops where you have to jump through. And the first round, a lot of clubs didn't go through all the hoops. So Jamaica had only 12 players here. Waterhouse had like 15. A lot of clubs came short staff. As I said, Don Bowling didn't have 4 of the best players. So Waterhouse, so that's what happened when it comes to the registration. They must be registered properly for them to issue out here with the ID. So that is it. Sorry, go ahead now.
So I think this is the 2 biggest game of match week 2 in the JPL. Harbour versus Mount Pleasant. It's going to be a television game, and I can't wait for see Mount Pleasant. You know what I mean? One of the most one of the most team that talk about on YouTube. They want to see what the former coach going to do with more time with the players. I'm always saying not have enough time with the national team. So everybody curious to really want to see what Tapper will do in the Premier League. Oh, you think? I watch Harbour. I must say, I really speed. I think you need to go back for Hamilton,
No, Hamilton is good where he is.
I think you make a mistake on that one, bitch.
No, I didn't make any mistake. I didn't make any mistake. When he came back
No, I not say you make a mistake. I think you make a mistake in that one. The man act like firebreathing. End the season well, and the man look really sharp in the first game.
Yeah, and he's a quality player. He was trained by us all his life. I'm just saying, when he came back from Canada, he chose to go to Harbour. I didn't have a choice in the matter because
Okay.
so it's fine. We have a factory. We have to do without him. We're not going to be here thinking that we should have him or we shouldn't have him. He has a 2-year contract with Harbour, so let
Mhm.
him get out his 2 years. But one thing we're not doing, we're not paying for
Mhm. All right. So, what are your thoughts on both team? I must say, Harbour look really, really good. Still have a long way to go as a defending champion, but I really do like what I see from Harbour in that first game. You know what I mean? I'm
him.
expecting to see
Yeah,
more.
no, I agree with you. Harbour is a quality team. Their management is settled. They're not changing coaches like how they used to before.
Mhm.
They have a settled management outfit. They have a settled squad now. It's literally the same squad that they had last year would have returned. So if you are the champ, everybody have to beat the champ. You have to go through the champ, and I think they're trying to just get back into the rhythm that they got into in the playoff stages, even though they struggled. What I like about Above is that the coach was able to build a team, and it did not. And for this year, he has no distraction. He doesn't have Manning Cup, so he's able to more focus because the only coach in Above. So there will be a formidable team. The team wasn't old either, so all of these players will be getting better and better. So I expect Above to do exceptionally well this year. I don't expect them to struggle to get into to
Okay.
struggle to get there. One of the things that people don't realize though about you and done above you and Mount Pleasant is that above you tend to have Mount Pleasant tickets over the years. Um, is one of the games that no matter how bad Harbourview is doing, they tend
Mount
to
Pleasant
normally
lead.
beat Mount Pleasant. I've seen them beat Mount Pleasant like within the space of 2 weeks, 2 times. Like they play them near the end of a run and then they have to play them early next run. Must be in the same. I think it's the same 2 back-to-back matches, and they defeat Mount Pleasant twice. So it's like it's a bogey team for Harbourview, and I'm sure Mount Pleasant must be saying in their minds why they can't, defeat um, this Harbourview team. And based on that, I am going to say I'm going to give Harbourview the edge, although I don't think anybody is going to see it, but I'm going to give Harbourview the edge.
Mm. But a lot of people that say no, history is history. When you look at the coaching staff at Mount Pleasant, when you look at the players them they recruit this summer, that can be a different argument. I think really make sure do everything with me on the Monday, Come home early, cause the game they're not going to miss me. I really want to see what Coach Whitmore going to do in this one.
So let me tell you about Harbourview record with Mount Pleasant. They have played 11 times. Harbourview have
Which
won.
part you watch? Which part you look on that? Which site that?
Is CSA.
CSA.
Yeah, you can just type the club name on CSA.
Okay.
The site name Global Sports Archive. That's what.
Okay. Very interested, Speed.
Right. So Harbourview played them 11 times, won 5, draw 2, and lose 4. So Harbourview, as always, most time get the better at Mount Pleasant. But this time, I don't know. Based on what I heard, Mount Pleasant missed a couple of goals in the early part, but Falkland wasn't perturbed. They were scared. They scored against a good goal in the 22nd minute and held out until the 72nd minute after they got a red card. So the truth is, Harbourview is a much better team than Falkland. I don't think there's any comparison there at this particular time, although Falkland seems to have to be a good team. One of the things with Falkland and Mount Pleasant that we have to watch, though, some people would think of it as a derby because Tapa is from Montego Bay, and some of the players who start at Mount Pleasant is from Montego Bay. So it's a kind of a bit of a derby game. But I don't believe that it is the same quality. And then every single person is sharpening up to play Mount Pleasant, and I don't think Harbour will be any less. Ludlow Bernard, astute coach, he would have looked at what they were doing and he would have worked out a plan. And he's a little plan, you know, he does plan. And I expect this match to be something else. As I said before, they have drawn only two games have drawn. Usually one of the team win out an 11 encounter. 9 of the team, you know, was decided. So interesting. I probably just want to sit on the fence here and give you the you decide, Ryan, who will go. Interesting.
No, here why me can't decide. Me I wait for match 6 for me really to start to predict. I want to see all the team them because I don't just want to just predict for predict. You know what I mean? But based on my 90 minutes I watched the Harbour View, I really impressed with the Harbour View, but Mount Pleasant, based on watching Sportsmax, the highlight of Mount Pleasant, I know they went down early and came back and win by 2-1. And when you look at the highlights, it's not too bad. But I really want to see that game still. But I think based on the stats where I say, it seems like you can get a high scoring game in this one. Like a
I don't think so. What Harbour View has done is really tighten up their defensive play in the last half of the season. They are usually one of the best defensive teams. I don't see anybody blowing out the Harbour View team. You know, it's just not going to happen. And then, but Mount Pleasant has the ability to do so. But again, they don't seem to be a high scoring team either. So I'm thinking it's gonna be a close match. I don't think you're gonna get more than 3 goals. So somebody could win by the odd goal. But again, it's just difficult to call because the truth is Harbour View. You have to look at opposition. Harbour View played against Chapelton. I don't know how good they are yet. I'll have to look at them some more. They never look bad, but it's just difficult to judge the quality of the Chapelton team from the first game. So Harbour View could have looked better than what they really are, because coming up against Mount Pleasant is not going to be the same. They won't have their ways as how they had their ways against Chapelton. Difficult.
Fair enough.
Well, you know, you could just go with the money. You know, you could just go with the money.
Yeah. Yeah. Me want to pick Mount Pleasant, but you want to see them yet?
Go with the money. So if you talk about Mount Pleasant, they had people on their bench like Taxi. They had Jibis. They had the captain, former captain, national captain on the bench. What name? Whatever name. Former Mount Pleasant captain. They had people like Ryan of RYAN on the bench, national invitee. They had a lot of really. I don't know what happened, but the top player from the academy wasn't even on the bench. The one that was one of the stars last year, he wasn't even on the bench. You had a guy Cracker from Waterhouse that transferred their former national player, he was on the bench. That is the type of team Mount Pleasant have. The people that is on the bench are not ordinary people. You know, in any other team they would be starting, and they are at Mount Pleasant either on the bench or not in the squad. So that is Devante Campbell was not in the squad. That player is like the best player who will come out of the academy. That is the type of team Mount Pleasant have down there. And you could go with the money for now and pick Mount Pleasant.
Okay. People, smash the like button, please. Like up the stream. Fresh God, Superboy, Entertainment. Like up the stream, people. Like up the stream. All right, let's move on to my team. Arnett Garden versus Portmore United. My team, that you know.
I don't even know how that become your team when you used to be Boys Town, and Boys Town and Arnett used to always in a rivalry. So I don't even know how that become your team.
We know under 20 with Arnett Garden.
I didn't know that.
No, me let you know that Arnett and Boys Town are my 2 teams. Play for both of them, win trophy for both of them. So me I represent for the Junglists. But Junglists really look good. 2 from 2. Yeah. Coming into this one, they had
so Let me tell you this. Yeah. So let me tell you this story now. That home thing might not work out, Like last year, they played a lot of match at home, but when time they go it, they couldn't manage, So
Yeah.
the home thing different. So anyway, Portmore and Arnett Garden meet 51 times.
Mm-hmm.
51 times. Portmore win 20, Arnett win 20.
Mm-hmm.
11 draw. But Arnett have the edge. No, Portmore have the edge. Portmore scores 64 goals and Arnett score 56 goals. Portmore have an edge at 8 goals over Arnett Garden. So they beat up each other equally at this particular point. And since records are being kept, because I don't know before that. In the last 51 years, when you say like that records are being kept, that is what I'm. Two even team. No, I saw Portmore in the preseason and they never look so smooth. But they have bolstered their attack. They have now the coach at Portmore is Devon Williams, the former Tivoli Garden coach. Devon Williams' name? I can't remember. So they have him as their coach. There's also what's his name again? The former Reggae Boy captain. That's the man that has sold from Jamaica for the most money ever. Play midfield. He also plays for them now, so he's a player coach. They have him too. What's his name again? I can't remember his name. So they have him over there, and as of course they are very good consultants. I mean, that they can call upon anytime. Oh, and Jice is also a member of the coaching staff also. So they do have some people with pedigree. I can't confirm that they have also brought in a couple players from overseas in the Caribbean. So they had Myers already, and they had another player. I can't remember what his name was. So they have brought in a couple overseas from the Caribbean. So I expect Portmore, who is no stranger to Premier League football, and the most successful team in the last 5 years. They won the league twice. We are the second most successful. And I expect them to improve this team, as we go. Now, as I said before, Arnett Garden coming off 2 wins since the start of the season in competition and riding high. The spectators feeling high. A lot of people think they're going to win the cup like yourself. But remember who's Portmore. Portmore is no chicken feed. They're not an easy team to deal with. And I'm going to say that they will go in the Lions den and barring something unfortunate like some match resistance. Like when the ref give the man the red card, match resistance, I expect the match to draw. I don't expect Portmore to lose this match.
Yeah, it's so I will get back to that still, but let's see what Arnett Garden going to do this in this one. But you say something that kind of I kind of think about when you say Arnett. Cause I know Arnett fans always support them at Arnett Garden, and like playing too many games at home will get them really, really comfortable. So when the nitty-gritty time to play away from home, team can really find it difficult to play away from home, especially if most of the game them going to play at Arnett. So we can look for that still. But I'm going to predict Arnett Junglers to continue with them winning streak. You know what I mean? They still have a lot of work to do. You know what I mean? Especially in the final third and in the midfield. Like, more for see, I think we're really, I don't know if it's a coaching, see them. I not seen a CDM come through in Jamaica. I know it's a hard position, but I not seen it have some like a Fabian Davis. So them players that were very good, comfortable on the ball, with dictate the game. You have Jermaine Hugh.
Fabian Davis was a right back. Jermaine Hugh is not a CDM. He was a CA.
No, I mean that midfield way to get the ball from midfield and put the game together. Now, so we have that CDM or that midfielder there in the Jamaica. I think you talk about something about that our player them to play in that position is a very delicate position. It's like position that we have to use your brain and very smart. You see like how Ravel play for the Reggae Boyz? You see like a player like that Menas Rea produce more of them player there. And defensive midfielder, the same thing.
Right. So as I said, numerous times, coaching have a lot to do with it, but also a CDM is really the quarterback for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes I take like a special player to really play good. We didn't have our CDM, but we think we have the best in the country. One named Nico Shea Murray, turn up opportunity it. But to me, he was probably one of the best one. Don't lose the ball at all. We didn't have him, but I thought your player Martin in him. I think him is one of the most improved CDM in our country. If I had him, I wouldn't be frowning upon him. I think he's Martin in him. For Arnett, I think him Martin. Yeah, no. I think he has improved tremendously over the last 2 to 3 years. And then you have Shande James, also an next quality, player right there. I think Shande James, I think he used to play for Portmore, and he came on in our game and really did well. I think you have players. I think those players. And it's a good thing. I remember him. He was a former Portmore player, and he would want to prove that they shouldn't have let him go. So, yeah, you kind of give me a put by the edge to have Arnett Yard now still. When I remember saying him, he's such a quality player. So there's player. The problem with some of these players is that they go away and then stay away too long. So when the season starts, them just come back. And it's always a mistake on their part. So them not getting into the rhythm as quick as them should. But he is a quality player. So I think Arnett have two of those guys.
Yeah. We need to pay our player them as much as possible for that. When the Premier League start back, it's a must. They have to come back due time to play.
No. It not nothing to do with the Premier League. It's the players, I think, them in discipline. To be honest, I think you can't blame nobody except the players. If they have a contract, they're supposed to come back for training and come back for play. Truth be told, no other top player not do it. So I don't know why we at Jamaica think so must do it. Messi not do it. No, we're not top player not do it. Then go back and training when supposed to.
Yeah, but speed, it have to start. If watch this speed. Like my boss and my company. You see, if we set example, right? Boss come early and everything. Him are the owner for the company. Him not have to come early. But I think the management staff at the club level in Jamaica is really, really poor, Reggie. Like, if some of these players sign contract, no man. Like, players live what them learn, just like how children live what them learn, That's why I'm going to do certain thing around my daughter and my son for them see. Because I don't want them pick up that hobby. So if a player know that him have pre-season in Jamaica, free go. Overstay time of foreign, nobody not do that. You're a professional player, come back. But you know why them keep on doing it? Because them not get good money, them not under the rules, them not get no fine when them come back. All right, we're going to take out 30% out of your salary when they do all of these stuff. Like punishment. So whenever them go, them point of duty that they just like any other work. If me get 2-week vacation and no notice, me say nothing, me say me going to take another week, make it 3. You would think, if me say nothing to the boss, you think me can have that job? Bro, you find yourself. So that's the rule and relegation. The thing need to put in the structure of the club them, Bridget.
Well, as you say, you're right. But if me was a player and a football, me I look on to take note of poverty. You need a professional contract to go overseas. Go overseas, go work for it because I get 200 US more. Me go make me a work instead of come back and apply my trade. Because at the end of the day, whatever happen, if you not train, when football done, you go sit down for 4 months. The man who had trained after 3 years, the man who had trained right through that 4 months when you sit down, he might go play football 1 more year more than you. So he might be more advanced than you. And that is the whole idea. So when you come back and the coach now play, you play less games for the season. So the person who have played the coach are more advanced, him are more advanced. Plus, if he's a coach like me, because you just said that, but if he's a coach like me, when the player come back, me could have given the same amount of time when missing from when
Get back to sharpness.
No, just suspend him again, man. So you take 2 extra weeks, me I give you 2 more. Me do play that all the time, you know. Yo, you take 2 weeks for yourself, take 2 more, man. Because me just me not do what I do too. Nothing. So about some coaches dependent players and can't do it because them don't understand so that player not helping them. So and some of them do it, but in some clubs like Portmore, you can't do it. The man they deal with the harsh. So you have some clubs who deal with the harsh if you do that. Some clubs don't. So that's why you see some players are leave club and go other clubs because some clubs just not have the same standard like some clubs. But I blame the player because the players really should understand. So they're a professional player. And let me tell you something. Nowadays, you know, the world so small. When my player go where they go on a trials, right? And this is a youth player, you know, and he go up on the trials. And when he run the first half, the man him come and say, "Oh, you know, so you run 4.5 miles." And the man say, "If you run like that again for second half, you're gone. Me a sign, you know." The man say run harder. So nowadays, I know like you can't hide, you know. You can't come and when the man look on insert and look on him record, him pass percentage rate was over 90. The man just love him same time. You can't hide, you know. So when the man asks, you say, "Oh boy, yeah, this age and you play all of them games for your first team Cavalier," that is a good thing. When a player supposed to play 28 games and only play 19, the man will try to employ you. I go ask you why you only play 19 now. You're injury prone. So these players are not helping themselves, you know, when they're like that. They really don't understand the game. Look here. When people say you tick the boxes, you know, you literally tick the boxes, you know. You're durable. You play every game your team play. Right? You're fit. You run all of the miles. Your pass completion rate is X amount. So when you go overseas and remember, you know, the coach over there who's asking to buy you. His job in putting on the line, you know. You think me I put my job on the line for somebody when I come at training on time? Some of them actually call back the club and ask them about you too, you know. So unless the person have a lie. So these players must understand themselves. You're not fighting nobody for $200. You need to come back to your club and play if you decide, say, a footballer, your team. And you say, if footballer not your team, stop, play. That's how we see it still.
I agree with you, but you know, I have to run leave here 1 hour, may I keep the show. I have to go pick up my daughter. When I go, she said, "Daddy, why you late?" I'll in 1 minute late. She said, "You know, for late, Daddy." So, I have to go leave here now, go pick up my daughter. So,
next time.
Yeah, man. Speed, thanks for coming, man. I really do appreciate it, Bridget. What good, wish you all the best with your game against Vere. And I hope nothing but the best for you and the Cavaliers team and thing. But people, I am out. I will be back later. Just going to pick up my daughter. So less than 5 minutes. So big up on yourself, people. Nothing but love and respect. Really do appreciate it. Until next time, from your boy Ryan. Sports Classic. Thank you for watching. Like the video on your way out, people. Peace out.